So I had a student contact me recently to tell me about how she almost got scammed out of money. And I wanted to share her story and warn some of you other nail technicians about what to look out for and how to avoid getting scammed in this industry. As a nail technician or any other beauty professional, getting scammed doesn't really probably cross your mind. Well, it didn't to me until I almost got scammed myself. So several years ago, I was contacted via text from someone that was saying that they wanted my nail services for an event. They got my phone number from a booking site that I was using at that time. So I saw the text and was like, okay, cool. So I got all the details, how many girls they wanted, what they wanted, the prices, location, etc. Everything seemed fine. So then they said they wanted to pay me with a check. That's when my radar went off and I was like, okay, no, it's gonna be card or cash only. And I told them that they would still need to go online to the booking site and put it in and reserve it online. They tried to explain why they needed to pay with a check and this and that, and I really wasn't trying to hear all that. So it fell through. I wasn't playing that game with them. So then maybe like a year later, the same thing happened. Only this time it was a different person, different company looking for another, I think it was a video shoot or something they said, and then they hit me up. And then that's when I realized, like, this is a scam. So I was kind of playing with them at that moment, like, yeah, so how many people? Okay, cash or card. I was right straight to the point, and it kind of, again, it fell through. So I kind of learned my lesson again. This was like several years ago. So when my student reached out to me, the same thing had actually happened to her. It was a different person underneath a different company that reached out to her and they wanted her to do nails again for some type of photo shoot. So when she started to explain her story, I could almost finish the story for her because I immediately knew what was happening because it was a scam. And again, I've been through the same thing myself. So she's agreed to share the story and she agreed for me to share some of the images and, you know, snapshots, because when she hit me up, she was like, oh my God, I didn't even know this was a thing. I was on TikTok and I was on Instagram and I'm looking for other people that have stories like this and I couldn't find anything. And I really think you should do a video about this. So it didn't really cross my mind. Again, it happened to me, but it was several years ago. So I kind of brushed it off and didn't think anything about it. But I did want to create this video for anybody out there, especially a new tech, that this might happen to. So she was contacted by a woman that wanted some type of nail services, and she went into details again with the women about the type of services that they want. The text messages show them going back and forth about the different styles and designs and how she would accommodate them and location and all this stuff like that. They agreed on a price, so she sent the woman an invoice for the services. The woman tells her that she's going to send her a check and she can deposit the check. So she's like, okay, cool, no problem. She sends her the check. So she accepts the check, she puts it in her bank, and now she's waiting for the bank to kind of process the check for it to clear. And, you know, that's taking like maybe like a day or something. So then the woman tells us something about how the bus driver that's going to be dropping the girls off needs to get paid and how he doesn't have a bank account, and if she would actually pay him when he arrives with the girls. So she sent her a check for more than the amount and she could just deduct that or send that right back to her. And she asks if she could add it to the check, and that if my student can Apple Pay or Cash App her back that difference so that she can pay the driver because he allegedly didn't have a bank account or something. And that she was gonna throw her in an extra $100 for any type of inconvenience. So my student, she kind of agrees to that. And she's like, okay, no problem. So once the check clears, the woman wants to send the driver the money immediately so she can get gas beforehand. So she wanted her to pay him when he arrived with some type of money, but she wanted the money, she needed something up front before anything even started for gas for this driver, right? This is where the scam comes in. So a fraudulent check can take days for the bank to be alerted. And by then the woman would have already gotten her money and the check would have bounced in the student's account. The check was for way more than she agreed to. So she said like $1,500 more than they agreed on. So this woman would have made $1,500 from my student, and she would have lost out on that money once the bank realized that that check was bad. So luckily, the bank caught on and canceled the check right when she was about to send this woman the money. So you see they're going through the text message and saying, you know, do you want me to send it in 1,000 first, 500 first? She was literally minutes away from sending this lady the money. So then she says, oh my God, the check is not there. It was fine. Now it's not. What do you want to do? So the woman tried to send her another check, asked her if she had another bank that she could possibly send it to. She brushed it off like, oh, banks are funny. I can resend it. No problem. At this point, my student caught on and she started asking more questions about who she was, the company that she allegedly worked for. And she said something isn't right. So she ended up canceling the whole thing. Ladies, if someone contacts you about working an event, group project, or anything like that, please do your due diligence and look into the company and never take a check. This also goes for Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay. They will always have an excuse or accidentally send you more than you agreed on, and they're going to request the difference. Always confirm that you are who you are talking to and the organization. And if you do believe that this is an actual gig, don't be so quick to do the job. Collect your payment 2 to 3 weeks out to make sure that everything is good and clear. This was something that they're in talks about. She hit her up, and obviously she wanted it to happen fast so that she can make this transaction real quick, get the money, and be on her merry way. Schedule it. I'm not available this week. It has to be, you know, I'm available in January. We can set something up. If it's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. If it's meant for you to work and have a fantastic opportunity be presented to you, it will happen for you. For some of you watching, you might sit and say like, oh, well, she's dumb. It was clearly a scam. But let me tell you, it could very much happen to anybody. So I don't want you out here thinking like, okay, well, that wouldn't have been me. I would have noticed. I wouldn't have done this. We're really quick to say what we would and wouldn't do until we're in a situation. You as a new tech, especially a new tech that's just looking to gain experience and a golden opportunity comes along, you would probably jump on it. But don't be so eager. Not everything is always as it seems, so please be careful out there. So I just wanted to shed some light on her story and something that's also happened to me, that scams are out there. They're in this industry. If you are a last check watching this, a hairstylist or all that, anybody in the beauty professional, anybody can be scammed, and these are how people are getting at it. Again, make sure you collect money up front. Do your due diligence about company's organization, and you should never have to go out of your way to pay anything. If they are a real business, they're going to handle it on the business side. All I need to do is show up and do nails, which is what you paid me to do. So just always keep that in mind. Remember that. Share this video with somebody else, with another nail tech, with a hairstylist, on your page, whatever. Let's try to get this out there so that these people that are scamming know that, baby, we're not the ones to play with. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to tune in as I'm posting for Vlogmas every day up until Christmas. Nail tips, tricks, tutorials, vlogs, and all that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.